Hey everybody, welcome to Candy Coated Conversations with your girl Candace here. How is everyone today? I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I definitely had a relaxing weekend and look, I'm so happy about it. Hope you guys had the same. Let's see who's here early bird today. Sharon. Hey Sharon. Hey Daniel Berry. How are you guys doing today? Well, I hope. Well, I hope. Let's see. I don't know where Tamika is. She may just be running late or she just may have something to do. I don't know. But if she pops in, she pops in. So we'll just see. So let's see. Let's jump right into our hot topics. And Sharon, I hope you had a great day at the farmers market this weekend. Hope you sold a lot because look, even though you just started there, look, I keep seeing we didn't already spoke up the next stage of things. So hopefully it was a really good turnout for you with the people in the crowd at the farmers market this weekend. So let's start here. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to get into, let's see what happened over the weekend, you guys. I know last night, Heavy on the Scott kind of hosted a little watch party for us for the BET Awards. And so we had a good time over there watching that. So let's see what happened over the weekend. What did we miss in regard to, just anything happening, trending topics, things like that? Let's take a quick look. Let's start at the Shade Room. Now, this is just a little wild, right? So let's look at this. Now, you guys may or may not know, but let me reiterate again, it's been going on for quite some time now. So it says Young Thug YSL trial on a hold as its judge explores recusing himself from the case. Now, this is a definitely wild. I'm gonna reach out to Cassandra because I definitely would love to know what is going on with this, with the judge stating that he may have to excuse himself or recuse, as they say in legalese, from the case. Let's see. It says there's been plenty of twists and turns in the Young Thug YSL trial, and the latest involves its judge. Fulton County Judge Uriel Granville is reportedly exploring whether he needs to recuse himself from the trial. According to WSB TV, Thugger and his co-defendants' trials are paused for the time being in a development announced on Monday, July 1st. Attorneys for Thug specifically filed a motion to have the YSL trial judge, put out. So, like, y'all, this whole trial seems just to be going to hell in a handbasket. So let's see if he's saying anything.
Order, sending Mr. Adams and Steele, Mr. Weinstein, and Mr. Banks' motion to recuse to another judge pursuant to Uniform Superior Court Rules 25.1 through 25.7 in the method and manner prescribed by our local rules. So this written order is entered. I will enter the order transferring it. And until such time as those two things are decided, then we'll be in recess until that time. And we will just inform our jurors that they're until this is, they're not supposed to come back on Monday until Monday anyway. So I will have Deputy Ingram and Ms. Umar.
You guys, this whole thing is just getting so crazy. I don't know if you guys have been following this at all, but the case is just getting so crazy that at some point, if things like this continue to happen during this trial, because it's just been one thing after another, Young Thug's gonna get off just on that basis alone. That he's not getting a fair trial. There's been so many things going on, so it's just like, yeah, this is a little crazy. Now, like I said, last night we had the BET Award, and during Usher, he was receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award, and at a certain point during his speech, he was getting muted. Now, I did hear that it had to do with him cursing and them having to bleep him out and things of that nature. But let's see what they said. It says last night during the BET Awards, the network had everyone upset when they muted portions of Usher's speech as he accepted the Lifetime Achievement Award. Per Billboard, in a statement, BET wrote, due to an audio malfunction during the live telecast, portions of his speech were inadvertently muted. The network added, celebrating global icon Usher, on our stage with a star studded tribute and having him accept his award with a heartfelt speech was an honor. We extend our sincere apologies to Usher as we couldn't be more grateful for his participation in culture's biggest night. Now, with them saying that, perhaps there wasn't any cussing. I don't know. I was just reporting on something that I heard earlier. Hey, Donicia, welcome. Hope you had a great weekend. So maybe it was something going on. I'm not quite sure, but it did have a lot of people upset. But he continued on. I was watching it. He continued on. He had a great speech. Granted, now he told everybody from the start of the speech, that he liked to talk, and he definitely did. But of course, you're receiving that prestigious award. A lot of people don't get to have that, so I thought it was a good speech. So let's see. Oh, here's something to go along with our politics. Let's not drop the ball on keeping up on that, you guys. It says the Supreme Court ruled that presidents are entitled to immunity from criminal prosecution for official acts committed while in office. So it says in a 6-3 ruling, the court's decisions to put a delay in former President Donald Trump's criminal case regarding charges that he took action to overturn the 2020 election results. While the court maintains that the president is not above the law, he's entitled to broad immunity for official acts. How is that an official act? It says under our constitutional structure of separated powers, the nature of presidential power entitles a former president to absolute immunity from criminal prosecution for actions within his conclusive and the preclusive. Was that a typo? Is there something called the preclusive constitutional authority? Chief Justice Roberts says, and he is entitled to at least presumptive immunity from prosecution for all his official acts. There's no immunity for unofficial acts. Okay. The three liberal judges had a dissenting opinion about the decision. Judge Sotomayor added, in every use of official power, the president is now a king above the law. Hmm. So if this was in 2020, wasn't that when he was running? So how does this law even apply to him? Anyone know? Because if it said that he was doing this, hey, Katina, welcome. Yeah, if this was happening in 2020, he wasn't our president then. So why does that even apply to him at all? Did I get the date wrong? Hmm. We have to look more into that, you guys, because that's a little crazy to me. Okay. Now, here's something that may be a little interesting for the conspiracy people. I don't even know if I should share this with all these theories going out, but it's out of his mouth, so let's hear it. It says video of Jamie Foxx speaking about health scare surfaces online. Bad headache, and I asked my boyfriend Advil. I was gone for 20 days. Okay, what's this?
April 11th last year, bad headache. Asked my boy for an Advil. He was gone for 20 days. I don't remember anything. So they told me, I'm in Atlanta, they told me, my sister and my daughter took me to the first doctor. Get the cortisone shot. Next doctor said, something going on up there. I won't say it on camera. I won't say it. Yeah.
Well, not quite sure what happened there. Look, who was the friend that gave you the Advil? Are we sure it was an Advil? Look, that's what I'm gonna say. Are we sure it was an Advil? And who was the friend? Okay, let's see. Now y'all know they're saying that Rick Ross had a little bit of an altercation at not Glorilla's, but at an after party, um, having to do with Drake. So here it is. It says Rick Ross and crew allegedly involved in a physical altercation in Canada. Let's see what happened here. Now they are playing Kendrick Lamar's "Not Like Us." Let's see if we can see. Let me see if I can make it a little bigger. So, are they mad that the Kendrick Lamar song was playing? At this point, y'all shouldn't be mad anymore. Just take the loss, Canada. Mm. Let me go to this second slide. Ooh, 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 ooh. And okay, let's quickly get off of that, y'all. I almost lost my mind for a second. I forgot we couldn't be showing no little fights over here. Okay, who knocking at the door? Is that Tamika coming in? Or is it someone else? Oh, it's Go Butter. Hey, Go
Hey,
Butter.
how are you, Candy?
I'm good. How are you doing today, lady? Now,
I'm doing
Denicia,
fine.
what look, was that friend that gave him the Advil? Was it Diddy? Oh Lord. Now Denicia put something out there in the atmosphere. Look, it could have been Diddy. It could have been Diddy.
Hey,
We
everybody in
child.
the chat.
Yes,
How
girl.
y'all
We
doing?
don't even know. Oh, did you have a good weekend?
I did. I did, Candy. I kind of relaxed, which I needed to. I needed to relax.
Yeah, sometimes look, I didn't do anything. I just relaxed, you know. But me, I've been bunkering down intentionally, like really intentionally, just because, new job, learning a lot, your brain every day, your brain is just like, oh, at the end of the day. But I just relaxed this weekend. I didn't too much do it, get into any little household projects, nothing. I just relaxed, and it was a good time for me.
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's see. Now, what is this? Vice President Kamala Harris quotes Kendrick Lamar in conversation with Taraji P. Henson. These extremists, they not like us. Now, see, look, let me say this after we watch this.
Tested, Madam BP. I know you've been traveling across the country. What are you hearing? Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And let me tell you, you're right, Taraji. There is so much at stake in this moment. The majority of us believe in freedom and equality. But these extremists, as they say, they not like us. No, they not. There's a full-on attack on our fundamental freedoms. The freedom to vote. Yep. Our basic freedoms are being tested, Madam.
Okay, let me start by saying this, and then I want to get everybody's opinion. I want to get your opinion, Glow Butter. Uh, in times like these, when we need to be taken serious. If times were good, I wouldn't mind a little bit of joking around. But times are not good for a lot of people right here. And honestly, I don't want to hear you joking around like this. I don't want to hear that you so into what's going on in music that look at your president and what's going on with him. I don't want to hear you trying to make jokes and kiki and this and that and act like you in the know, like that's drawing voters to you. I just don't want to hear that. And just like Donicia said, I have no respect for Kamala. The cosplay is ridiculous. Yes, because at this point, you really are cosplaying and being black for real. It's like, I don't know. What do you think about this, Denise? Not Donicia. Go Butter.
I think this whole thing is like a big old reality show. Honestly, it's just a mess. It's sad. It's really sad because seeing her step up to even do anything like that, like you said, it's not a joke. There's a lot riding on this. So
Right.
ugh, it's just disgusting. It's just like her with what's her name? Sexy Red. Just, it's just too much. It doesn't make sense with the whole presidential thing, you know? Um, yeah.
Yeah, I just, joke, like I said, joke when times are good and people are doing good and there's not so much at stake. I just really, I don't want you doing nothing at the BET Awards. Get to work. Get to
Yeah.
work getting this campaign together. That's
Yeah.
how I feel.
It seemed like she really got too much on her hands to be sitting there, doing that. Seriously.
R- Exactly. Now, the rest of these posts on the Shade Room are about the awards. So we're going to move on from the awards a little bit. Let's see anything else. Now, I want to play this, you guys, and then we may need to have a watch party on this because it appears that Megan the Stallion was on Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay. So we have to get with Tamika to see if we can have a little watch party on this. But it says Shannon Sharp lays out Megan the Stallion's accomplishments with a lengthy introduction. One of the most influential people in the world, a true national treasure. Now let's see what he has to say. Because I heard he issued an apology.
Today is a three-time Grammy Award-winning recording artist, one of the most influential people in the world. She's the first woman in history to have three #1 streaming songs in the same season. She's the first solo female rapper to debut at the top Billboard Global Chart 200. She's also the first Black female to appear on the cover of Forbes 30 Under 30, one of the rap's hardest stars. Houston raised, multi-platinum songwriter, a talented dancer, arena performing artist, a model, actor, college graduate, global superstar, a mogul in the making, an icon for women empowerment, a philanthropist, a boss, a trailblazer, a role model to many. She embodies supreme self-confidence, a true national treasure. The CEO of the Hot Girl Summer, the hottest girl herself, Meg Thee Stallion.
Wow, I don't even know.
A young lady that's stopping by for conversation and a drink.
I like Meg. I like her.
I love Megan the Stallion.
Mhm. I do too.
Now, Denise said, I heard he had to issue an apology. What did he do? What did Shay Shay do now? I think he was apologizing, and I thought that this was the apology, but I think that he had to issue an apology for something that he had said about her previously, and I'm trying to find that.
Yeah, he said that it was.
Okay,
I did
here it
watch
is, you
that
guys.
today.
Here it is. You watched the interview?
I did. I took off
How
today.
was it?
It was good. I liked it.
Okay, I want to watch it in its entirety. But let's hear this.
I want to apologize to you personally. And I didn't, I always wanted to sit down and have a conversation with you. I didn't know if that was going to be possible, but I was always hoping that I got an opportunity to bump into you because I made a comment. I think it was like September, October, and I told a joke and I said it in jest, but I believe the joke would have been just as funny had I left you out of it. So for any unwanted attention, harm, shame, embarrassment that I caused you or your family, I want to say as a man, as I sit here before you, I apologize.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. No, anytime someone comes back, before we go any further,
Okay, now let's see. What did he
Megan
say?
Thee Stallion, her music. Most of the time, the people when you rap about things that you know and experiences that you do, and you be talking about that diamond. I don't think that's really gonna work. That's the point of her name. The point of her being a stallion. It supersedes anything that you're
Ocho,
saying.
I know she.
So
Me
I think
good.
are you scared?
No, but hey, I understand, Ocho. My grandpa used to say, "Boy, they can look down longer than you can look up. They look up longer than you can look down." You know what I'm saying, Ocho? But hey,
yes, sir.
I have a stretched out like a 2:45. You know what I'm saying, Ocho? Don't play with me, Ocho. You better stop playing with me, Ocho. Huh? Man.
Okay, so he was sexualizing her, with his little what he thought was a joke that wasn't funny at all, anyways. Uh, but yeah, okay, I guess that's what he was apologizing for sexualizing her. Well, you know what? At least he apologized.
Yeah.
There are a lot of honestly, there are a lot of people that owe this young woman an apology that she'll never get one from, but there are a lot of people that need to give her one, given everything that was going on and trying to drag this lady through the mud and things like that. I thought that was a little crazy that they were acting like this.
Yeah.
Now, this was funny at the awards, you guys. Now, are you guys familiar, with that? He's a food blogger, critic, Keith Lee. Are you guys familiar with him? Because I think he thinks that everybody knows him. Well, first of all, let me say this before I even get into this. I am over Taraji hosting. Like, I don't know why people think she does such a great job to it that she's this is her third time hosting. I wasn't impressed last night. Um, and so I think she definitely embarrassed him. I don't like how she went on and on with Halle Bailey in regard to her having her child and things like that. Like, why didn't you just say congratulations on becoming a mother and move on? But you had to insert what your opinion is and what you thought everybody else's opinion was in it. And it's like, I just wasn't really going for a lot of that. I didn't think she was that funny. Yeah, but that's just my opinion. Evidently people love her, but I wasn't impressed. But do you know who this food blogger is, Go Butter?
I think I've seen him before. It was some place he went to in Atlanta, and it got
Yeah.
attention. It was a while
A
back.
lot of attention. But
Yeah.
he does his food blogging. So it says Keith Lee posts and delete video of him throwing the rose to Raji P. Henson gave him on the ground. So let's go here. So he says, our name will be known in every room it's supposed to be, when it's supposed to be, how it's supposed, with no confusion. God is amazing. Now, what happened was she was going around basically giving people roses and things like that, and she thought he was
Method
someone
Man
else.
look alike. Method's married, are you? Are you? Hi, how are you? Mr. Keith Lee, I know what you're thinking right now. This is about a 10.9 out of a 10. I got caught up in my own inner monologue. I'm so sorry. You're thinking this is a 10.9 out of 10. My bad. You fine too, so call me. Give him his flower. Oh, let's give him flower. Uh-oh.
Now, okay.
Mm.
Was that fun? Like, you
Right.
could have kept that, Taraji. Yeah, you could have just gone and kept that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now it says here, then we need to get into our topic after this. So it says here, Nicki Minaj hints at another hiatus after her recent spat with Miss Deb. Deb refused to let me grow up. She think I'm a kid. Um, Looks like Deb said, Nikki, please, we don't need another hiatus. Or no, this is not Deb, but someone said this. And Nikki responds, well, thank Lil Debbie. Deb refused to let me grow up. She think I'm a kid. Her kid at that. I'm grown. Now, no, let's see. She says, of course, Nikki. You know what? This is why I will all there the Barbs seem to love when Nikki goes back and forth with people, but I always just kind of find it cringeworthy. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a Barb. I just like some of her Nikki songs, and that's it. I will admit I don't really like her personality or the personality that she portrays to people because, of course, don't know this woman at all. Like, even if you're a Barb or a fan, unless you know her, you don't know her. So let me just say that you just know what she portrays. I'm never impressed with what she portrays to us. But she writes to Deb. Um, Deb, isn't it funny how you left out the biggest part of the story? Hashtag Gag City second leg tour in the US begins September. Next stop, Gag City, Milan, Italy. Previous stop, Gag City, Morocco. Almost 200K beautiful people came out. I didn't ask you to do a thing. You told me after the fact, and I screamed on you and told you if you reach out to people now that you're being seen around me, they will think it's coming from me. So to never do that again without discussing it with me first. I said I'd never want that, and that now she think the message came from me. Ugh. Like, this is just too stupid. I can't even really read it. Like, what are you going on and out about? Let me see what initially happened. Now let me see.
With possibly Cardi B and Lil Kim to try to mend their differences. I would love to see that. I would love to see them all come together.
I think that we all would love to see that, but people would have to be willing to do that. And to be perfectly honest with you, she's going to kill me for even saying this, but I did reach out to Kim.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And
It's just not going.
so I
Okay.
think that one,
Too dumb for y'all to be even arguing about, so I'm clicking off of that. And let's see. Nothing that interesting. Now, before we give our little Krishan update, or I check to see with you guys if there is an update, because look, as far as Krishan goes, hey, that's what they said. As far as Krishan goes, y'all, Krishan's still locked up. But last night at Glorilla's get together, there was a little bit of an altercation between Lemmy and Ray J. Now I'm gonna go somewhere else because I saw there was a little different view, and I'm going over to Lola Lee T, and let's have a little look. Here's another angle. I'm gonna show both of these. It says Lemmy and Ray J got into it at the BET Awards last night. Now I heard it was at Glorilla's after party, but we'll see. Let's take a look at this.
No. We good. Hey, bro. Let's relax. Motherfucker, dude. My fucking eye.
Look, I wouldn't even call. Let me look at this other view, y'all, because I wouldn't even call that a real tussle. Do you consider that even a real tussle? I
No.
don't. Let
Mm-mm.
me see. Let me see. Let me see this other angle.
What's happening? Oh, is something going on?
Mm, this ain't no good view. I'm over it. Yeah, that was.
Two people who had a little too much to drink, probably.
That's right, nothing. Just like Danicia said, that's hilarious. Beverly Hills thugs. Yeah, these two rich
Right.
brothers out here with
Right.
all this money, just look, doing a little tiny bit of pushing and shoving. They ain't did
Right.
nothing. They're not doing nothing. Y'all gonna have to look to get me excited and talking about it. You gonna have to do a little bit more than that.
Right.
Um, I have not, as far as Fashawn, before we get to our topic of the day, as far as Fashawn, y'all, no real updates. She's still in jail. Because it would have been out if something was different. Now, the only update that I did hear early this morning, you guys, is that I did hear that Blueface could possibly have gotten out today, unless they're deciding just don't keep him there because I think he has court on the 29th. So it could be to the 29th. So don't really know all the details on that. And like I said, until it's something really major to report, I'm not one of these channels that's just gonna make up anything just to be having some push on or Blueface content. And I'm not gonna talk about the same things over and over and over again. And no, we're not doing that. I'll let you know when we get a real update. So nothing going. So let's get into our topic for the day, you guys. Now, this topic came from Cassandra. We were having a show one day, and she says, I would love, to hear about that, or to talk about this because maybe she experienced something like this. But you know what? There are a lot of women who have experienced this. And it's so funny because I forget what show we were talking about. I believe it was last week. And I had mentioned that men don't wait for a builder woman. So, oh, hey, here's Cassandra. Here's Cassandra. I was just letting everyone know. Oh, and let me thank Cassandra for the Cash App. I believe it was last Friday because, like I told y'all before, those come in on my other phone. Sometimes I don't even see them until we're done with the show. But I did hear up. But I also like to thank publicly. Thank you so much for the Cash App, Cassandra. So we were talking about, how a woman or men, excuse me, they take you exactly how you are. So if you're a man who's in a good place, you could be a woman that's a waitress. But if that man wants you, he is perfectly willing to accept you that you're a waitress and take you out of, baby, you ain't got to be a waitress no more. Oh, I met you in a strip club stripping, baby. Okay, I want you. You ain't gotta stay in the strip club no more. You come on out of here. But they take you exactly as you are. They not waiting. Oh, you said you're a stripper who going to college. Okay, let me let you keep going to college, but you could still strip and take care. No, no, no. They gonna pull that woman out of the Waffle House. He gonna pull her out of the strip club, and he's taking her as she is. And then he's gonna say, okay, what do you want to do now? Let's see if we can make it happen. Or basically, you're gonna be a kept woman. Now, that's men. They take you as they are. If they don't want you how you are, they just don't bother with you at all. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
women, us women, us women, we want to be build a man all the damn time. Why? Why do women take on these projects, Go Butter?
Oh.
Why do women see, oh, I see the potential in him. He's so smart when I talk to him. I know he could be doing better things. I know there's more to him. If I just help him and if I just am the woman that stands behind him and pushes him, I know he's going to be great. It
Mm.
don't end up like that.
I don't know. I think that's age comes with age. I think if you're, younger and you're say between 18 and 30, you might be and you guys are on the same wavelength, you might be ready to build each other. But I think after a certain age, it's like you really got to come with meeting me right where I am, or you can have more. I'm not going to deny that, but you got to at least meet me where I am. You know,
Right. And
yeah,
you're absolutely right. I do think that this is something that comes with age because God forbid you be 45 years old and still trying to build somebody up. It's like, hasn't he shown just by the course of his life before he met you that he's content where he is? Now, I saw a question here, and it says, is it a woman's responsibility to help build a man? A woman came in and said, in my opinion, yes. If he is your man, then yes, you do all in your power to build each other. Now, okay, we're going to go back to that. The whole point of being with someone is to be their peace and bring out the best in them, push them to their potential and help as much as you can. But just like you just said, Go Butter, that's when you guys are both trying to build. You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying? That's
yeah.
when you guys are young and you're both trying to come up and achieve something. Not
Hmm.
later in life. You
Yeah.
should still be doing that. Like,
Hmm.
when are you going to stop and get someone that's there at your level?
Yeah. That
or
that's
or
that's
trying as much as you want for yourself, they want it too and want to get there too. Hey, Tamika, how are you?
Tamika. Hi.
Hi, y'all. I'm so sorry for my tardiness. I thought the show was at 7:40 my time. Sorry.
Yes. So, okay, what do you think about this, Tamika? What do you think about women building men up? Should they or shouldn't
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, building a man up.
they? At
If
any
he's
age?
building you up, too. What you mean by building a
Okay,
man up? Hey,
okay.
Katina. Hey, Miss Sharon. Hey, that's what they said. Hey, everybody.
So at your age, right? Say you were out on the dating scene, right? Would
Child.
you be willing to build a man up? Like, basically, he ain't got nothing but the clothes on his back, the shoes on his feet.
No, at my age, no. Mm-mm. He better
Why?
come already established. He need a full-time job. If he got kids, I hope they over the age of 21.
That part.
Yeah, she ain't
Yeah.
doing that.
Now,
Yeah.
what would you say?
I'm just sitting here. I'm sorry. I'm just sitting here shaking my head like, no.
Now, Sharon says a woman can make you, a woman can break you, which I think is true.
Hey, Mr. Nancia. Yeah, I
Another
think that's true too. But I came in at the butt of the conversation, Candy. So what am I agreeing to?
Oh, we're just getting into the conversation because it's like, the thing of it is, we all have seen women get in these positions where they're building this man up so much, so much, so much, trying to get him going, trying to get him in the right direction. That literally you can be a woman that has dreams and aspirations for yourself, but you're putting them on hold to push him. Why are you putting what you want on hold to push somebody else when they're really, of course, as you know, if you're doing all that for them, they clearly can't be doing anything for you. They can't be pushing you the same manner. And then let's also talk about this. A lot of times you can push a man and say he's picking up everything you putting down and he's getting ahead. You've literally built this man up for the next one. What y'all think about that?
I think that movie Waiting to Exhale with Whitney, that yeah, with Angela Bassett and her husband in that movie, she put everything to the side to help him build his firm, I think it was, and then he ran off with somebody else, and what she had to do set everything on fire. I mean,
Hmm.
so it just, I guess it's a hard one, but an unhealthy man can break down a healthy woman. I think that there's so many different things that we have to be mindful in, even when you're younger, even when you're younger and you're in your
Hmm.
and stuff like that. There's just there's just too much going on out here in this world. It's internet driven, and some people want lifestyles that they watch on TV all the time or on the internet all the time. So it really depends on who you're dealing with. I think that it's hard for me to believe that a man that doesn't have what he wants, his dreams and what he wants to build, and this, that, and the other, that him not even having that established yet or even on that path to that can really love you, because it doesn't seem like he's whole at that point, if that makes sense.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. And the thing of it is, what a lot of women need to realize when they get themselves in these situations is that I really feel like until a man is doing the things that he wants to do with his life and is where he feels like he needs to be, he's never like he's only going to give you hell. He's going to give you hell because he's not happy with himself. Now let's
Yeah.
get to a couple comments. So that's what they said so if we're both the same age and I decided to date him based on what he had to offer in the beginning and something happened and he needed to be built back up, if we're in it for 100%, then yes. At this
Mhm.
age, I don't think I would purposely choose a guy that I feel I have to build up. If we're not building each other, then that's a no go.
Yeah.
And she also goes on to say, he doesn't have it to give. So how could he build you? That's right. But
Yeah.
meanwhile, you as a woman, you may have things and goals and aspirations that you're putting on pause for someone that either what God, and it's like we talked about so many of these aspects in a previous show. Like you can't give somebody else your lifestyle and build them up that way. You can't invite them into your home to live with me. All they're going to do is get comfortable with what you have and what you provide. They don't have the inclination or the aspiration to get it for themselves so that you could be have twice as much or have more together. Y'all know that little saying is better together. And it's the whole, if you got it and I got it and we come together, that's a beautiful thing. We're at that point, we're building and we're going to build upon what we both brought to the table. But if just one person is doing it and one person seems like they're taking all the time and never adding to the pile, that's an issue. And you're soon going to be resentful of that.
I think it's going to cause big problems too. It's just going to, I don't know. I think we as women, I just feel like that we're not, well, not that we're not, because we have shown so many different times and all the time that we can, be independent and carry the weight of this and that and the other. But I always just look at a man as being that strong vessel, him just having that, helping you to have that balance. So if you're not balanced, how could you balance, help to keep me balanced? Even, just everyday life, the home life balance, work life balance, everything like that.
That's right. Dionysia said, I don't think real men would seek out a relationship if they have nothing to offer. Well, no, not a real man. A homosexual would.
Would you say, Candy?
Not, I said I agreed with Dionysia. A real man wouldn't. A real man would want to get himself together and like, dang, I see I'm not where I'm at. I got to get myself together before I don't have anything to offer anyone. But so many, there's a lot of men that really these days, 2024, a lot of men really don't care, and they
Mm-mm.
think they're real men. But a lot of these men these days really do not care. They're like, oh, if she got it, I got it.
Yeah.
It's not
But
about progressing. Go ahead.
But there's certain, okay, I do understand what you're saying, and I understand what everybody else is saying about building up a man. But they are like, why would, as a woman, why would you attract yourself to a man that doesn't have anything at this big of an age? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand what the word of building up a man. At the age of 37, if I was, although I would never put myself back on the dating scene, but if I was to go back on the dating scene, I'm going to be looking for somebody that either is equal to me or more than me. You know what I mean? Like, I can't look at somebody that said, "Oh, I'm going through tough times, so now I'm staying at this place because we done, you know, well, I done fell off for about a couple of months." But they are women that say, "Oh, okay, and I understand that." And now it's a year later, and that man still, like crying, saying that he don't have a job. Well, that's what you said when we like first met. I see a whole lot of situations like that. So building up a man, I feel like that's a conversation for like a 23, 24-year old, not a 37, 40, 50-year old.
I agree. Like when I was with my youngest son, when me and his father we met, we both had jobs, and I went back to school. He held everything down. He worked two jobs, like, and then he lost a job, and I was holding everything down. But he was out there looking for a job every day and got one right away, like right away. I didn't have to say anything. It was just not in his makeup to not be working and bringing in some income and paying the bills. And that was when my son was young. That was like a long time ago. But still, yeah. In these days, mm-mm, can't do that. I don't recommend it. I
But
don't.
I think, look, I'm gonna put this. Okay, let me go through these. Let's see. That's what they said. I had to learn to know my. I think. Did you mean worth? And once I did, I stopped ignoring the red flags. I guess you could say, um, uh, like you said in one of your other shows, there are people, men and women, that will seek a relationship just to have a roof over their head, and that's that homosexual. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Cassandra said, I agree with Tamika. When I was in my 20s, I was gullible, but now I would never put myself in that situation. And let's talk about just what Cassandra said, because even when you're young, or even if you're an older woman, society and even other people will make you feel like, oh, if you don't want to support this man, whether you're young, or this all falls on women, whether you're an older woman or a young woman, they will try to paint you that you're not loyal, you don't have any faith in him, you're not being supportive, and things like that. And it's like, women do these things for men all the time, but when it's um not being reciprocated, when is it okay to put the brakes on it and say, no, you got to go do that yourself?
When
I
you
can't. I
feel
can't
like
make
you're
you.
not,
Go ahead, Tamika. Explain what you said.
when you feel like that you're not getting it in return, I think most of us we act on business when we feel like our feelings get hurt or we feel like we're not appreciated. That's when we start to speak up. And to answer your question, then yeah, that's when you speak up and say, now hold up, wait, I'm doing this when we are supposed to be doing this together. I mean, I am a woman that I can say that Donovan built me up, but I also built Donovan up. I don't think that Donovan would have his business ventures if it wasn't for me pushing him. You know what I mean? That's a build
Mhm.
up. I mean, to me anyway, that's a build up because he never had that venture. Oh, sorry, because he never had that business venture mind. You know what I mean? But I set that within his mind frame. So, but I would say like that was when we were in our late 20s. I mean, I did get married at the age of 25. Yes, we went through, trials and tribulations, but I could say I built Donovan and Donovan built me. At first, I didn't want no important like career job. I really didn't. But he actually told me like, this is what, this is you. And I believe that you like can do that. Now, if you are getting it both ways, I believe that this conversation isn't for you. But if you're not getting it both ways and you are putting in 70% and that man only putting in 20%, then yeah, you need to kick that man to the curb.
That's
Period.
right. That
That's
is right.
hmm don't even get started in it. Just wasting your time. Like, you got to take it for face value. Don't even get started in it. And women,
Yeah.
we have to be, kind of smart because like you said in your one show, the hobo, what is hobo sex?
Homosexuals.
Listen, you got to be smart. Like you got to put out there you got to really these days you got to really put men through the test and see what it is they really want.
That
You know what
part.
I'm saying?
That
You really
part.
you
Sometimes you
gotta that's
do.
the time, like in the very beginning, that's the time to dumb down and say all the opposite that you would normally probably always say. You say all the opposite. You know what
Or
I mean?
give him one of the
Okay. So
responsibilities
so
that
go
you
better.
know.
Uh-huh.
Go better. So what if you meet a great guy, but he just says, go, I just never had anybody that was in my corner. Like at your age right now,
Hmm.
I just never had anybody that was in my corner that gave me that push. I feel like I could do it, but I just never had anybody that was just really in my corner, and I need that from you. What you gonna say?
Hell
Talk
no.
to God about it. I mean, like, you know, it's like, so okay, wait, I'm gonna be serious. Um,
Just stand beside
yeah,
me.
I'm sorry.
Give me that push. Go, but
I'm a
just
little
give me that
silly.
push.
No, I don't know. I mean, I hear different in my profession I hear a lot of these different stories. Like it's wild. And you need that push. Like what kind of push do you need? Like,
At that
do
big of
you,
an age.
yeah, I mean, like what is do you have a hard
What
time
what if what if
finding
he say you
money? Like,
told me you had all that money in your savings? What if I need $5,000? I know
yeah,
you got it. You
no,
can't just stand beside me and give me that push I need.
no,
Invest in me.
because you know what? I think, like for me, I got boys, right? And like my son, he's 32. I help my sons build. So, to me, I help my sons build so that they can take care of their families, and get a good start. I've worked all my years and went to school and this, that, and the other, so that I'm able to help my children when they need and this, that, and the other. I'm not saying that I'm not. If I was in like a situation like Tamika, I get it. Hands down, you all started young, you built, that's beautiful. Like that's the
But
ideal.
it wasn't always like that. Let me go
Sure.
because I don't want to be a contradictor. I really don't. And he may be listening in the show. I don't want to, and I don't want to lie. It wasn't never like that. I had to build it like that. I felt like my husband was getting comfortable during a certain time. Like, okay, you're getting too comfortable. Working minimum wage is not cutting it at all. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's time to push yourself. It took him a while to push himself. Yes, it did, because he like, and okay, And Donovan Martin, he just wanted to be the perfect father. Nobody didn't teach him how to be a husband. You know, yes, his mother raised him to be the outstanding man that he is, but he was never taught to be a husband, just like I wasn't never taught to be a wife, but I seen it though. So with him, it was like I did have to push him. And I didn't, the reason why I did not give up on him was because he was showing me progress. He like, okay, look, this is this, and I'm going outside to, you know, well, not, you know, slinging drugs or anything, but you know, I am going outside to get the rest of it. You know, like he was showing me that he was trying. Now, if I met Donovan at the age of 35, I would say 35. If I met Donovan 10 years later at the age of 35 and he was like that, hell no. Mm-mm. You better talk to your mother, not me.
Right. Yeah. But I just think that that's true. And that's just how, my viewpoint is like, there's a lot of game out here, with men. I mean, there's a lot of game, and you got to be able to sift through that. And I mean, if you're getting out here in the dating world and this, that, and the other, you got to be able to sift through that. And you just say all the opposite things. You know what I mean? And to just get down to the bottom point of it. But like you said, Tamika, you gotta watch and see what they have, what they're coming through. He shows you that he was making effort to be better and do better. You know.
Yeah, and some of these guys will sit around as long as you allow them to. They will sit around. Now, look, I put Cassandra's comment up here. She said my baby daddy was definitely a homosexual. Laughing my ear off. And let's see.
So what made you say enough is enough, Cassandra?
Okay, Cassandra, there's a question for you. What made you say enough is enough? And let's see, let's be for real. A lot of us women have dealt with this from a man. And just for me, I dealt with it. And it was just like, okay, at a certain point, you're like, I
He
can't
ain't
keep
getting
pushing.
that.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything back out of this. And you can't make anybody do anything that they really don't want to do. You can't push them to be anything. Like literally, there's sometimes, excuse me, like when it got to a point where I'm trying to find jobs for you,
Oh
that's
yeah.
that's no, no, no,
But
no,
you
no, no.
know what?
And this
I
is when I was young and everything. And this is when I felt like I could even give a legitimate excuse to that. Because okay, yeah, you just moved here, whatever. But no, you should be out here. I was young, but no, at the same time, no, you have to be wanting to go find yourself a job and
and
get yourself
nowadays
together.
there's no excuse to not be making no money. Like some
Exactly.
in a way.
You have to
But
go and find anything until
yeah.
until you're where you want to be.
And that's the other thing. Like growing up with my parents, I never seen, like, my mother she was a housewife. That's what she was. She might have took a job at like Starbucks or the Dunkin' Donuts, but that was just for her to just have play money. That was her smoke money. That was, it wasn't for none of the
Paying
bills.
any bills or anything.
Yeah, so and for me and my sisters, like, we didn't see that. And I can say that even my other two sisters, um the man is always, they don't work, and the man always just like worked and took care of the bills and stuff like that. They may contribute, absolutely. Absolutely. And for me, I don't know what that feels like because I have never been with a man that, in my, you know, in my space, all up in my space where I was working out everything. I don't know what that looks like. I can't even imagine it, you know. And I know that it does happen. And not knocking anybody for it and not saying that, I just seen different growing up. I
So
just seen
so
different.
yeah, so what you're saying, so let me make sure I didn't hear. So are you basically saying, because we hear this term a lot these days, you've never been able just to have your soft girl era?
I really, I feel as though I always have. But I always have.
What's a soft
But
girl?
yeah, what do you mean by that? Like,
Just where, no, and I think I'm getting this wrong because you kind of described that period with your youngest son's dad where he was handling everything and out there handling the bills and things like that. But the soccer area that a lot of black women, complain about is that we're always having to, you know, be on alert and
Yeah,
handle everything,
well,
and
you know,
and
I felt
and you
that.
don't have that partner to lean on that is going to have your back, so you're
Hmm.
basically handling everything because
Hmm.
everything is on you instead of
Hmm.
having a true partner or someone to lean on or someone to be like, no, I don't know the answer, what should we do,
Right.
or can you lead, right? I need you to lead because
Hmm.
I'm always leading, but I need you to lead, and they
Hmm.
step up and do that.
Right.
There's a you know
Hmm. So for me, I think that I think after doing it for so long and just, you know, it just that was just like second nature to me. And that can be good or bad. You know what I mean? It depends on how you really want to look at it. But I have a supportive family. Whereas when I needed things done at the time or whatnot, whatever I can have it done, I had friends, friends who were married and who, you know, I hired people. I don't know. I was blessed in that way. And whereas you know, I was able to make phone calls and be like, okay, I need this, that, and the other. And then I have really good friends in my life too. So as far as feeling soft or that feminine energy, I definitely I never felt masculine. Although I think that the world portrays that women that are so independent and you have this and you have that, you're masculine. But for me, I don't interpret it that way in some ways or another because I don't know, I just take care of me and I make sure I do me. And if I go out or go to have fun or attend any events or whatever, I feel just as feminine as the next woman in the room. Um and I'm gonna, like you say, you'll track with, how you are or whatnot. I probably don't do it enough now, but I still feel feminine when I walk out my door every day. I still feel soft. Uh,
okay.
yeah.
I just now entered my soft woman era. I could admit that. I just now entered it. Like before you could tell like I was like masculine. I was masculine, even in my relationships, in any relationships that I held, whether it was friends, anything. I was masculine. But I feel
Why
like
why do you feel like that, or what do you feel like made you that way?
because I always had to be the one that, come up with the solution. You know what I mean? Like I
Hmm.
always had to be the one that comes up with the solution from my kid years to my adult years to now. Well, I'm not going to say now in certain situations, but now as a married woman with two kids and I'm getting treated the correct way as of just sit down, prop your foot up. I got everything. Whatever you give me is what you give me. Like I'm not like I wasn't used to that 5 years ago. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So that made me bring out my like soft girl era. Like instead of me wearing like a ponytail and a basketball hat, let me go look good for my husband. Although he said that we going to Walmart, but I still want to walk around Walmart looking cute. Now back then, man, I'm about to just throw on this t-shirt, sweatpants, and get out of here. That wasn't my soft girl era, but now I have entered that, and I believe that it was because like now I know like my husband is really taking care of me. Although I'm not saying that he never did before, but I'm just saying like with less
But you know what?
responsibilities that I have.
But is
Sometimes
that
sometimes it
masculine
takes you a
just
while
because,
because you can't, you're waiting. Sometimes you get to where you're waiting on the other shoe to drop, Tamika. So it's like, dang, okay, can I let my guard down for this? It probably just took you a
Yeah,
while just to let
mhm.
your
I
guard
had to
down
get
and be like, oh
comfortable.
damn, yeah.
I had to get comfortable.
Yeah, but do we really say that that's masculine?
I was masculine go better. I was like anything
Really?
that was going on, I was doing and say, okay, look, we have to do this, we gotta do this. Babe, did you do this? Did you do that? Like I was a drill sergeant. I was literally a drill sergeant because I didn't put confidence into him of saying, man, my husband got it. Well, I wasn't used to that 5 years ago. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like I wasn't used to
Yeah.
that. So with me, I am into like I think that I entered my soft girl era.
I think that's great. And I think that for me too, I like the term that you use as far as soft girl era, because I definitely, could see that being a difference for me. So,
Yeah, when
rather,
you don't gotta worry about nothing. But I
yeah,
also agree with
yeah,
Miss Sharon. Y'all being a housewife is boring as hell. I would never be a housewife.
yeah, and I couldn't do that, but then again, who knows, um, I don't know, but yeah, I think that's a different type of soft girl. I like that term. Um, that is something that I look forward to, and
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead, go better. Finish your thought.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is something that I do look forward to. But with the right person. Um, and that right person for me would definitely look like someone that has his stuff together already, to whereas I'm not worried about building you up or you can go ahead and be in catch up and then just, get back at me when you got there. And I mean, yeah, but in this day and age, I'm like, I'm ready to do different things, travel, do all of those things. But I'm still very feminine with it. But then another thing to me to bring something out that you said, Tamika, was like you was the one that 5, 6, 10 years ago you was like if something happened you were the one that was putting out the fires for all of that. For me, I think given my career, I was trained to rescue, right? And to delegate. So I think that for me to be in a place that I am, it also helped in my personal life as well, and family life, and even still to this day. Like, I can get a phone call and that other person might be like, this, that, and the other is going on. And I just, boom, I'm like, well, do this, do that, and boom, it's done. And that's because my mentality is like rescue, so it's always on guard for that. And I over the last 20 something years, I think that's where the difference of me handling situations come from, because I get looked to on how to fix things every day because of my job, because of being like a nurse, being front line. It's in me to see it, recognize it, and deal with it. Right.
Yes, and it's like I mean, you're talking about the aspect of your job, but I'm sure your job pays a certain part to your personality. I know for me, I'm there. I'm like I'm a natural leader. Like I don't need anybody to lead me to do any. Like I'm a natural person that's gonna you know step up and do this or that, and I'm gonna take care of this, this, and this, or whatever. And sometimes you kind of that's the way that you are, or that's the use that that's what you've been used to operating as, you know what I'm saying? So
Uh-huh.
it's hard for you to stand back and and this is just akin to what Tamika said. It's hard for you to sit back and you see, okay, you need to do it this way, and not say anything, and let a person make that mistake, you know what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying?
can't do that.
That's hard to do without saying something, when you could be like, okay, maybe I'm cutting this person off from not leading because I keep stepping in. But in your mind you're like, okay, I know there's a better way that this should be done. You guys ever encountered that? And let me read
Yeah.
this, because Cassandra answered the question. She said that mf'er that told me a generated app sent an I love you text to him every morning. That was the icing on the cake. So that's what she
Oh,
know.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that would have been the icing and the fruit on the cake.
Mm-hmm.
And Sharon, let me get a couple other comments that Sharon put up. You read this one, but she said, y'all being a housewife is boring as hell. She says, I felt like I was being stripped of my independence. And then
Yes.
Sharon also says it seemed like Black women have always had to be strong. And that is true as well.
Yeah.
That is very true as well.
But I think that, to really enter into that soft girl era, like Tamika's talking about, that would be a whole new thing for me. And something that I would just love to go on that journey,
It
for.
takes a while to get used
Yeah.
to. It
Yeah.
does, especially if
Yeah.
you so used to, like you said, being a leader. You
Hmm.
like you a charge nurse. Well, no, you didn't say charge nurse, but you always take charge and things like that with your occupation. Now, I'm not saying that that is wrong, but that could be wrong. When you trying to find, a mate, because I believe that I don't know, like it don't just go together. Like
Hmm.
as women, I do agree that we do have to take maybe two steps back to let that man lead. Now, as a woman like me, it only take me about 2 seconds to see if you really got this. And if you don't got this by the second, I got it. I
Hmm.
and that was my mentality. Now I sometimes still have to catch myself. But now I know that we're financially stable. I know that our kids is 100% well. I know our village. If he's absent, I know what village I could call on. You like I know that it's not only me. Or if we're going through something, I know that, Donovan has it. I'm not now. It may take about a day or two to register in his mind, but Donovan has it.
Hmm.
Let him think about it. See, I am quick on my feet, but my husband, he may not be quick on his feet, but I'm expecting him to because that's the way that I am, which was very wrong of me. So now that I entered my soft girl era, I listen more. I step back. I can't really explain it. Am I explaining this right?
Yes, you are. Because I'm already
Yeah.
Okay,
set
because
back.
normally I don't be talking about this.
Right. Me either. But yes, I am in that era where I am ready to kind of step back. But I'm not going to step back to anybody. Like it has to make sense. It
It
cannot not
has to
make
make
sense.
sense. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, it
It
does.
can't, it has to make sense. Like I'm not turning over everything because I definitely know how to switch that leader mode on and switch it off. When I'm done with work, I switch that off.
Me too.
When I'm enjoying my time and moments with you all, work is switched off unless you ask me something that I need to, you know, really think about to turn that on. Other than that, I'm me. I'm laid back, I'm chill, funny as heck, blah blah blah, hilarious stuff fall out my mouth. You'd be like, what the heck? That's me. And that's how, I divide the I learned I had to learn how to do that to separate it because I am not going to walk around like a drill sergeant all day, every day, from time up to it's just not healthy. So I let my hair down, so to speak, when I'm done. I'm not dealing with a situation. I let my hair down and I go into my mode, my girly mode, and that's how that is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what they
Hmm.
said. Says stepping back was definitely hard. That's what they said. Also said you 100% on point with how you're explaining it. I totally get it. Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Mrs. Miss Donesia Scott said, I think I balanced the soft girl and boss concept. I haven't had issues with it. That's good. That means that you know
There
how
Yeah.
you
to turn it on, turn it off, and you
turn
know
it
the
on, turn it
difference.
off. Yes,
Yeah. And
yes,
you know
yes,
the
yes.
difference from being the boss, and then you know the difference from being the soft girl.
Okay, so before we get out of here, what advice would you give, hey Sade, to a
Hey,
25-year-old who's finding herself dealing with this type of situation? My advice is let him do him and you do you. Because don't stop what you're progressing towards in order to push someone else who doesn't even know what they want or haven't decided what they want yet. Do you? That's my bit of advice. What about you guys?
But what if they don't want to do them? What if they want to work this out and they asking you like, but how can I work this out, Candy? Like, I don't want
I
to
would
just do me, and
uh,
I don't want him to do him. But how can I work this out? Like, I
keep
want to
your
make it work.
assets separate. Keep your assets separate and work it out. I mean, like, so if you are able to help, let it come from your overflow, but don't let it come from your, you utilizing your hard assets to do it. Um, yeah. And if a 25-year-old came to me, I think I would let her know that. Don't go taking out loans and this, that, and the other to help fund somebody else's dream.
Okay, and here's Cassandra's. Love yourself first. Now the thing of it is, if you're dating, you're a 25 woman, you're a woman you're dating, and you think that that person is a good person, a good man, they're going to figure it out. They're going to find their way. They're not going to be looking for you. Anybody that's good for you is not going to be looking for you to do everything
Yes, I agree.
to build
Because
him up.
that's just like, how, for a long time out here, it's like, oh, the woman's not submissive, she's not submissive. I'm so sick of hearing that term, that submissive. And basically you're saying women don't cook, they don't clean, they don't do this, they don't, that's what what else could you be talking about, right? Women do that when they feel very comfortable with you, feel like you are meeting all them P's, a provider, you're praying with them, you're there, you're a protector, you're all of that. When you're meeting all of those things, when she gives you this, what you could call quote unquote submissiveness, it just comes natural. Like, you know, if you're not doing all of those things, or you're not even coming in the door being able to meet those things, you cannot expect for her to be so submissive. I'm sorry. That's just it. That's it.
Okay, let's see. That's what they said. Her advice is push forward and don't ignore the red flags. There, therefore, reason don't lower your standards trying to be the soft girl era if he can't support you. Recognize that on your own if willing to accept. Uh Danicia said, my vice is tell him I ain't got it. If he sticks around, he the one. That, and you know what?
That's
you
right.
right.
That's
You
true.
right about that, girl. You right about that. I ain't got it.
That's right. That's
Because a
right.
lot of times, we've had this whole discussion, y'all, and a lot of times that's really what it be about too. The money.
Hmm.
They want that push because they broke. Ain't that sad?
That's
And
sad.
that's
It's
that.
just,
It really is sad that there's grown ass men, even young men, even if they're a young man, that will sit around for that, waiting for you to do something financially for them. That's really the support they want. They're not the. Let me tell you something. If he's a user, abuser, narcissist, anything like that, and he's just saying, "Oh, I just need somebody to stand beside me," they're usually talking about a money aspect
hmm
because they can find a woman that's as encouraging as hell. You can do it. I believe in you. Well, hand, if you believe in me, give me that 5K I said I needed for this investment. If you really believed in me, you would. That's usually what it ends up being about.
yeah. Well, and it's pretty sad though. But even my kid, the one that's getting ready to go off to college, like he's put in some job applications and haven't gotten anything back from them. But he came to me the other day and said, "Mom, I door dashed and I made X amount of dollars today." And I was like, "Okay." So even he, and that's not like me like saying, "Oh, you need to go get a job." That's what you should do, because you need to to how to take care of yourself. I'm proud of him for that. That he could be sitting here, you know like, "Mom, can you cash out me this, can you cash out me that, can you?" But that's not what he's doing. He's actually out door dashing at his age, you know what I'm saying? And he's making him a few dollars, and to do even the things that he wants to do, or even to have some money, extra money to go away to school at and stuff like that. The fact that he's not like all in my pockets about it I'm proud of him, because and both of my sons was like that. They both started working at young age, and so I mean, that's just I think that the earlier they start working, then you're going to always know how to get out here and grind and get what you got to get.
That's
Because,
right. And it's nice to see that as a young man being
yeah.
a
Yeah,
go-getter like that.
Hmm.
What's
yeah.
up, Uncle Charles? Now, Sade, we about to get out of here. But you said, okay, Sade said, oh my God, what did I walk into? Something because I'm going through relationship problems as we speak. Look, give us one relationship problem we can help you with before we get out of here, Sade. Type it up real quick.
Miss Siobhan said, "That's right, go butter. I taught him how to live without me."
Yes. Thank you. Yep. And not so I'm not even in no way, shape, or form. I can't even imagine being with somebody that ain't got no dang on money. Like, or even just coming with what I have. You know what I'm saying? Already. Like, that ain't gonna work. And these days, you really have to figure out what's going on with these guys in their head, because I watch, different shows, and there's, other content creators that I watch on relationship, different things like that. And one thing that comes up a lot is that a man that is really ready to settle down with a woman, he's going to work on everything, his whole everything first before he enters into that relationship. And we women, we have to be smart. Like,
Yeah.
we have
And be smart women, because let me add to what you said. A man gonna get it together for the woman that he really wants. If,
gas.
if
That
you've
is
been
true.
dealing with a man, if you've been dealing with a man and he will not get himself together, watch y'all break up and him meet a woman that he really wants and that he
He gonna
doesn't
do
is
it.
and he's not scared to lose, or that he's scared to lose. Everything that you've been begging for him to fix and get together, he's gonna do it.
Yep.
And you
Yeah.
and the thing of it is, you cannot be mad about it. You can't fixate on it. God, I bet. Remember, we were just talking the other day about that woman going and stalking that man's social media. You can't get mad about it, because you know what? You could have left that situation long ago, but you kept, thinking that you were going to change him and you were going to change him, when the reality is people are going to change for who they want to change for.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That is right.
And it's a hard
And,
pill for a lot of women to swallow, but it's the truth.
And I
and
believe those red flags, you got to watch for those red flags. And here's the trickier part: when you think you're falling for somebody, and then you go back, like that one candy coated letter you had, I think, last week. You got to look at those red flags. What red flags was there that made you go, but then you just kept on going and kept on going on about your day, your life, your everything. But you came back and said, think about those things. And then when you're going forward in your next relationship or situationship, you're gonna know how to move. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's what they says that was my goal for both boys. Definitely know how to take care of yourself. Don't have to rely on anyone, and most definitely not have to lean on me just in case I don't live forever. That's right. And that's
yeah.
what every parent should be wanting, that independence for their child. Look, okay, Sade got a lot going on. So we're gonna have to get to Sade. You're gonna have to give us a specific issue tomorrow, because you saying Sade said, to be honest, it's a lot. We beefing over a lot. He mad, he got caught and trying to put this stuff on me, like I'm out here doing me, but it's all games. Ooh. And just
I'm
like Sharon said, let him go about his business. Yes. If it has to be, be
because
with
she's
somebody
the
that
one
brings you
that's
some
wanting
peace.
the relationship. Can I? Okay, this is
Uh-uh.
what I don't like about young women. Like they feel like that he's for me, he's for me, he's for me, and when he show you that he's not for you still want him to be for you, for you, for you, for you. So you get yourself in a rut, get depressed, lose yourself over a man that honestly told you in front of your face he don't want you. So I just don't like
Oh,
that for the younger women. Like if this was my daughter, girl, snap the hell out of it. That man don't want you. Look, if you court him doing anything, because I believe that's what she said, we are beefing over a lot. I had caught him cheating, and now he's trying to basically point the blame to you. Why are we even talking about this situation? Because he should be in the dust anyway. If he cheated on you,
Let me tell you,
that means
these
you're
days,
putting him first, but before you. Like why? Like why get lost with a man that's doing you like this? I'm not giving you advice on this because it should be honestly common sense. Leave him. He don't want you. That man don't want you. Leave him.
and just protect yourself. I mean, there's just so many cases of HIV, syphilis, herpes, all of that going on so much out here, and people are just not even knowing. So
Yes.
if he's stepping out like, and I have for a long time, if we're going to be intimate, you're going to go get tested. You're going to go get tested.
Regularly. Every month we're
Yes,
mm-hmm.
getting tested. I'm
that's hands
sorry.
down. You're gonna go get tested. We're gonna go get tested, and we're not gonna be intimate until that happens. Like that, I still got some results up in my little lockbox here from folks that I done made get tested. I am not playing around. Like you cannot. So if he is out there, Sade, and he's sowing his royal oats, let him sow them. And don't let him come back
Yeah.
because it's a cheater, always a cheater. Don't let him come back.
Yes, especially
Let
if it
him know
happened more
that
than once.
he lost the best thing that he happened because you know what, you're worth it. You got to know your worth. You're worth way more than what he's giving you right now, and if he can't give you 100%, you don't need 5% of
That's
him.
right. Amen. And look,
Period.
let me get you some of these comments out here to here too before we get out of here. That's what they said when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Now Day comes back and says, I told him when he tried to talk and listen how to take accountability, then come back to me when he's
No,
ready to
don't
take
come back
accountability.
nowhere. See, that's when you
Mm-mm.
gonna get your feelings hurt because he gonna say, "I know the right thing to say to get back in, and this is what I'm gonna say." And sure, they gonna be like, "I just want somebody to love me." You better look. That's why God gave you Sire. Love on
Block him.
Sire. Play
This
with them toys if you want this. You look, you better play with them toys. Please yourself with them toys. Cause honestly, that's what the younger crew is going for. Cause what else this man offered you? He ain't buy you a lick of a groceries, no t-shirt on your child back, nothing.
block
Girl,
block him. Block him.
Okay. Dionysia said that part, Mrs. Scott. Sharon said, Day don't give him the chance to mistreat you. You are not a doormat. Amen. Yes, yes,
amen
yes.
to that, Miss Sharon.
And that's what they said that part. Know your worth. He's only hanging on because you're convenient. Sharon said he did it once, he'll do it again. Look, we're gonna continue this conversation on tomorrow's show since we just doing, open chat, trending topics, things like that. We're gonna continue this. Because it's a lot of women and young ladies going through this, young and old,
Mhm.
hang stand in a place where they are no, they're not valued and they deserve more. And here it goes. Dionysius says, sometimes finding out that he cheated takes the burden off of you deciding to break up. He made the choice when he cheated. Yes. If you found out, you're no longer wondering what's going on. You know.
And he can't even admit it. Like instead, he tells you that you cheating. That's what I don't like. Like, damn, you can't even admit that you cheated. Although I found you cheating, but you can't even admit to it. I can't trust you worth for nothing.
That's projection. That's all he's doing is projecting on you because he got caught doing what he was doing. Regardless,
Mm-hmm.
that's projection. And I'm telling my youngest father, he tried that on me too. And I was like, dude, let me tell you, when I leave you, you're gonna be hurt. You're saying what you're saying, it's all good. And when I did decide, and nobody else could tell me to do this, that, and the other, but whenever I did decide to walk away, that ninja lost 75 pounds. Quit playing.
Damn, 75 pounds.
Damn. Yes.
He
I was,
was sick.
yeah.
And
He
isn't
was
it crazy
sick.
to think that
Yeah.
there are some guys that even if you know let them get away with they seem to be under the impression, some of these men, that you're never gonna wise up. Some of
Yeah.
them think you're never gonna wise up, and they're sick and shocked when you finally walk.
And we was together
When,
for over 5 years. So listen, I mean, enough is enough. When you get tired, if when you get tired, you get tired. And you know, I don't you have to leave men these days. They're not gonna leave. They're gonna stay around as long as you allow them to stay around.
Okay, I'm put this last comment up. Then we gotta now look. Yeah, we really gotta. We look all us women. We gotta surround Sade and try to give us some advice and get her motivated to
Hmm.
cut this off. Day is saying right, Tamika. I asked him and he lied and said it's his cousin from Baltimore, and and somebody just passed away. And I told him he's lying because this is his old coworker. Look, he forgot you knew that, huh? Oh, he tried to say her mom passed away. And you like, her mom never passed away. Now to say that, to even say that to you, this is what Sharon said. Day Day, he have no morals or integrity. He's for the streets. You can you can't treat someone how to treat you and mistreat you. You can treat someone how to treat you and mistreat you. Yes, because if they find that you're going for it, they never gonna stop. Okay, you guys, with that said, we out of here. Thank you guys so much for coming through. If you didn't hit the like button on your way in, please hit it on your way out. It is much appreciated. Thanks for hopping up here with us. Go Butter. Enjoyed
Thank
you up here
you.
today.
Having
Enjoyed
me.
all the comments in the chat and everything. And look, y'all better come through. Any questions? We're gonna get into it. Have a little Q&A for everybody and just an open
I'm
round
twitching
table.
tonight.
Okay, and
Okay.
Tamika is twitching tonight, you guys. What we watching on Twitch tonight?
Well, I never watched Power, Candace. I gotta
Okay,
watch
Power.
Power and Basketball Wives Los Angeles with Shawnee O'Neal and the rest of the girls is premiering tonight.
Is it the first
Okay.
show?
Huh?
Is that the first show with Basketball Wives? The
Yes, it's
season?
yes,
Okay.
it's the premiere.
Okay.
So I'm
Okay.
trying to play all the premiere shows today.
And
Anything that
what time?
I'm working from home tonight, guys. So y'all got me at 9 o'clock my time.
Okay, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard
Eastern.
Time. I'm in Central, so 8 o'clock. Y'all do the math on the rest of them. Okay, you
Oh,
guys.
Miss
Thanks for
Siobhan said
coming.
what happened to Bridgerton. Ooh, I do gotta do 7 through 9.
Now I caught up on Bridgerton yesterday. I did catch up.
Y'all see how Candy be cheating on me?
Well, we ended. I knew I fell asleep on 7 because I had to go to work,
So
and
you
I
went
didn't
from
know
7.
it. So 7 and 8. That's all that was left.
Oh, okay. Oh,
It's
oh, okay. So yeah, I'm
literally,
only
it's
missing
only
8.
one. It's only one left, and it's done. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, everyone. See you
Bye,
tomorrow.
Bye.
everybody.
Everybody have a
Bye.
nice
Yes.
evening.
Have a good evening. Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye.
See y'all on Twitch.